this week we are talking about WordCamp Asia, which happened the last weekend. And in this webinar, we are specifically talking about how the event was, and specifically how the program was designed, the conference day, as well as mainly the conference days of WordCamp Asia. And we have one of the program team wranglers of WordCamp Asia 2024, Regan Khadgi, who was also the program team, I think speakers, it was called speakers team last year in 2023. So he was speakers team wrangler in 2023, and this year it was renamed as program team, as the team designs the overall program for the conference days. So we have him here who will share his experience of organizing the event this year. He has lots of insights on designing WordCamps. He has a long experience. He organized, I think, more than 5 or more than 7 WordCamps in Nepal itself, and with 2 WordCamps, I think it's maybe 10 or more WordCamps he has already designed. So he is really the insightful person for designing WordCamps. So yeah, we are here to hear his insights and experience of mainly organizing this WordCamp 2024. So welcome Regan Dai, अनि hi सबैजनालाई.
So hello everyone, my name is Regan Khadgi, and I think I don't need to say anything more because Sunita has already done a very wonderful introduction of mine. So thank you, Sunita. Yeah, so basically I was one of the speakers team member for last year's WordCamp Asia, and this year it was renamed to program team, and I was also one of the program team members this year. So talking about WordCamp Asia's basic program team schema that we had in our mind before or during the planning process was that we had majorly focused on the attendees this time. So giving the best line of speakers was our first primary goal, and second goal was to meet the diversity, so that we still have some focus on the diversity that WordCamp Center also asks us or sets the guideline to focus. So one of the major highlight of the WordCamp, this year's WordCamp Asia, I must say, is that it was the 8th and 9th was the conference days, and fortunately 8th of the March also happened to be International Women's Day. So to celebrate the International Women's Day, so we as a program team designed our program to open all the opening sessions by all the women speakers, and then those women speakers were welcomed in the stage by all the women MCs. So that's our one of the key point of this WordCamp Asia. And yes, and talking about, so I had some comparison from last year's WordCamp Asia and this year's WordCamp Asia. So comparing, we had also invited some great speakers through our invited speaker program. So that's a bit different from last year's WordCamp Asia. So all the invited speakers had a very good audience participations. I could see even there was no place to stand. All the seats were occupied, and there were no place to stand on some of the sessions, like Ben Thompson's. And so we run all the tracks. We run all the sessions parallelly in 4 tracks. So one first track was the plenary hall, where we did all the opening and closing, and we did the maths Q&A as well in the plenary hall. And yes, maths Q&A was also one of the highlight, because every person expects to meet Matt, especially in the flagship WordCamp. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it physically in last year's WordCamp, but he was. We had the Maths Q&A as as an online session, but this year we are glad that Matt could make it. So yes, Matt's Q&A was also one of the another highlight. And talking about the tracks, so we had opening remarks, closing remarks, Matt's Q&A, and panel discussion on the plenary hall, and few more invited speakers speak in the plenary hall, which was track one. If we go to the schedule page, then we can check who has spoken where. And track 2, 3, and 4 were the other halls where other speakers, along with some other invited speakers as well, spoke on those tracks as well. And talking about the audience participation, I think so with comparison to last year, we had more local attendees. So that is also one of the good progress from last year, because in comparison to last year, we had around, so if we check the statistics, we had the higher number of local attendees this year, if we divide local versus non-local. So that is also one of the progress I can say. And talking about what, so basically the event happened in the Taiwan itself, right? So in Taiwan, the English is not that much common. So many people don't speak English, many people don't understand English. So local team worked very hard just to cater the sessions, which are mostly in English. Almost every session was in English. So just to cater their local attendees, we had our live captioning through AI. So we used AI for the live captioning, which were on multiple languages. One was in English and one was in Chinese, their own language. So I could see many uh, uh, local people attended the sessions, despite of being the sessions being delivered in English language, but still they were understanding through the live captioning. And I could even see some local were asking the questions by translating using the translate app to the speakers, which was which we which I think it was really successful moment for me, because even though there was language barrier, but still we could cater the local attendees. Yeah, so yeah, these were some of the most highlighted thing. Maybe I had, because in my mind I am just trying to run the whole planning to execution process, so might be a bit long, and so let's continue the conversation back and forth.
Okay, thank you so much, Regan, for sharing. So now that you have done this job for quite a long time, you have a huge experience in organizing WordCamp, specifically or designing the program, the conference days. However, people, our audience may not know how the speakers are selected, or what are the guidelines. You briefly discussed that WordCamp Central was there to suggest you to comply to the guidelines. So what are the key guidelines that you have to follow when you followed this year when selecting the speakers? So maybe a few points, major points.
So since I had already described that our primary goal was to create a wonderful line of speakers. So, and also this is the flagship WordCamp. So we as a program team had only one thing to check before selecting the speakers. It has this is this speaker really good in speaking? That was our point number one. So let me explain how the process went from selecting the speakers. Okay. So basically, we just created a form, Google form, and then we placed it inside in one of the pages in the site, and then we announced that we are open for the call. We are open for the call for speakers, and then we start getting the applications. And we after the deadline is over for the call for speakers, and then we start checking the applications. And while checking the applications, what we did was we asked for some reference videos of their talking, their speaking in. They don't need to they they don't need to be speakers previously in any WordCamps, but they still need to have some experience in talking in public, as a public, giving the public sessions. So we check the videos of every speakers, and we check the topic title, topic descriptions. And so speaking, the person should have the better speaking skills. That's point number one. But we also checked if the topic title, if topic is interesting and suitable for attendees or not. That's our. So we merge both of these things. So if the topic is interesting, and if the speaker has good speaking skills, then we would do the shortlisting of those speakers. And that doesn't still mean they are selected. So we would shortlist. And so we were around 4 team members, including five, I would say five, including one local team members. And we all five checked all the applications, and then we added our votes. So we won't have the individual decision of selecting the speakers, but it will be a team decision to select every speaker. And we had around, from the whole speaker lineup, we had some numbers that we would have around 10% slots for our invited speakers. And we had maybe around 10%. I'm not sure about the exact number, but we had some slots for the local speakers as well, because we need to prioritize for the local speaker also. And so after we get the applications, so that was our selection criteria. So after going through back and forth with all the applications, and then we would also check the diversity, so that we won't just select from the diversity, in a sense, not only the gender diversity, but also the topic diversity, country diversity, and diversity on each and every aspect that we could think of. So gender diversity, and then topic diversity, so that we just won't end up selecting all the topics technical only, or programming related only, or FSC only, or only designing. So that we design the schedule as a full packaged program, not just covering a specific niche or specific topic. We thought of having all the topics, and diverse speakers, like gender wise diverse and country wise diverse as well. So after checking with the criteria of good speaker and good topic title, then we also check the diversity and start selecting one by one. And then after we selected, we also had them divided into the groups, so that we can announce in a batch. And while announcing also, we carefully checked the diversity, so that we don't end up announcing all the male speakers at once, or all the female speakers at once, and all the speakers from single company at once. That's the major thing that we looked while selecting the speakers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hyundai, for sharing this this in detail. Actually, I was fortunate enough to work along with Regan in WordCamp Kathmandu 2022 as a speaker wrangler along with him. So we were a team of two, Regan and me. And during the process, I learned a lot from Regan because he had that experience of becoming experience of that particular role, speaker wrangler role. for quite a long time, and it was my first time. So with him in my team, I learned really, really a lot. And in our time, in 2022, our major priority was also diversity. So it's surely it is different from what we did here, because WordCamp Kathmandu is a local event, whereas WordCamp Asia is a sort of global event. It's called flagship. So that's why our major focus was diversity, and we also tried to encourage the first timers here. However, similar is not the case for WordCamp Asia. Those people who are trained in local WordCamps get the opportunity there in WordCamp Asia or other bigger flagships like WordCamp Asia. So yeah, now I would like to know about the invited speakers. So I think it's the first time you tried this invited speakers thing in WordCamp Asia. I'm not sure whether they have this in WordCamp Europe, in WordCamp US or not, or any other WordCamps. But I think it's the first time for our region, for Asia. We don't have it in Nepal, and I never heard about this before. So how did the idea of invited speakers come? Why did you decide to invite speakers to speak at WordCamp Asia? And I also want to know, how did you pick the invited speakers? I think there were quite a lot of people in your mind. So how did you pick the specific people? What's the criteria for picking those invited speakers? And also, I'd like to know, how was the process of communication? Because for the normal process of selecting speakers, there is a proper flow of communication that you already shared, that there will be first a form that interested speakers should fill up, and then you start the selection process. However, it's quite different that you invite them to speak. So what's the process of communication with them like? So I'd like to know that as well. Are you speaking? Your mic is mute.
Sorry. So just thinking about invited speakers process. So since we were doing this, since I'm doing this from the long time from in our local WordCamps, right? So what we used to do is if we want to see someone speak on WordCamp our local WordCamps, then we would normally message them, and okay, we will ask them to please apply. That also we can consider somehow as invited speakers, but since we are asking them to fill forms, so they will basically go into the pool of all the other applicants, right? So but similarly the process is also same, but in the as we had this invited speaker program announced, so they usually don't fill up the same speaker form, but we would gather their information or their topic and topic descriptions a bit informally or from through the separate email. So and our program team lead Suse was handling all the invited speakers through the email. So basically we had, after the selection, then we had divided our tasks as, okay, these number of speakers will be handled by team member A, these number of speaker will be handled by program team number B. So that's how we divided, and all the invited speakers were being handled by our program team lead. And while selecting, so we had at least some, so it was a mutual discussion. So we wanted to give some outstanding speakers as well. So selected speakers were also outstanding, but we also pre-select few speakers from not only from the WordPress ecosystem, but also from our outside WordPress ecosystem. And we had the invited speakers, and invited speakers were about to be not about, but they were also announced, like Tim Ferriss, one of the greatest speakers, and also just I just forgot the name, but two of the invited speakers canceled at the last moment, which was very unfortunate because while having the invited speakers, these things might happen. But invited speakers is not introduced first time in the flagship event. I got to know from the Matt himself that invited speakers was also has been part of the flagship events from long time, like WordCamp US and WordCamp Europe. So this is not the first time. And despite of two unfortunate backed out in last moments, but still we had Noel Top, who was our keynote speaker. He's also one of the invited speakers, and we had Zhu Chunko. He was also one of the invited speaker, and he was from the Taiwan. And Josepha, she was also one of the invited speakers. And then last but not the least, Matt. He was also one of our invited speakers. And choosing invited speakers was a bit manual process. We would communicate with them. Okay, we want to invite you to talk in WordCamp Asia. Are you interested? And then we would have some kind of connections from other people from the organizing team, or someone would recommend like you should bring him to speak in the WordCamp Asia. And then we start checking, and then okay, let's invite that speaker, and then we would have the manual communications. All the communications were done by our program team lead. But yeah, process was pretty simple, which we used to also do in the our local WordCamps, but we would let them fill the speakers application form. But yeah, they won't fill the form. Difference was just like that. They won't fill the form, and we would communicate manually with them, and also we would announce them as invited speakers instead of the regular speakers.
Right, quite interesting. And I'm now quite happy that we also sort of have that practice, but we just don't have the name. So maybe we can even implement the thing in our local WordCamps as well. Now I'd like to know, I was watching WordCamp Asia most of the time from Nepal, from my laptop. And during the closing ceremony, I think John, uh, one of the leads of WordCamp Asia 2024, he said that this year there were a lot of people in the hall, the speaker sessions, which used to be a big problem, specifically in the eyes of speaker team wranglers or program wranglers, because we as speaker wranglers want more and more people be in the speaker sessions, and they learn or they interact with the speakers. But that's one challenge that we also face in our local WordCamps, that people prefer to be outside. A lot of people, they just visit the stalls outside, the sponsor stalls, and also love talking with people, networking. They prefer that, and there are very few people in the hall speaker sessions. But John shared that there were more people in the speaker sessions this year. So how did you manage to achieve that? So what were your strategies to bring more people in the speaker sessions than outside?
So that also comes with the lessons that we learned from last year WordCamp Asia. So the things that we considered this year was one of the things that hold or attracted the audience into the hall was this invited speaker program, because they were already very known faces and many people wanted to hear them. So most of the invited speakers had around full house full audience. And another thing we attract audience was to not check the speaker's history, if they had spoken already in last year WordCamp or not. Just we check their topic title and their speaking experience. So the selected, in comparison to last year, the selected speakers had a bit more speaking experience or speaking quality, and also So we got some influence from our global lead zone that we need we need some speakers that outstands in the lineup. So if some speakers are very good at speaking and very known faces, then that way we said that was our also one of the major ones to select them. As I already said, that the main focus was we want to give the outstanding speakers to our attendees, right? And also, so last year we had uh, three tracks. You also know properly, right, Santa, because you are also one of the speakers last year. So three tracks, but this year we had around four tracks and another separate hall for the workshop. I had completely forgot to mention about the workshop. This was also one of the changes that we had in this year's WordCamp Asia. Last time we didn't had any workshops, but this year we had separate workshop halls. And so usually what happens is plenary hall is too big, and on other tracks were pretty small comparison to plenary hall. And what usually happens is if you feel the 500 people in a hall which can accommodate around 2000 people, then the hall would look empty, right? And it would give the impression that, okay, I am giving my sessions. It would give the impression to the speaker like I am giving the sessions in an empty hall, but that would not be the case, which happened last year because many major sessions were in the plenary hall. Yeah, we had few less number of attendees as well, but that also added summed up for making speakers feel like they are giving sessions in the empty hall. So that's that's the major reason we didn't had our long talks in the main plenary hall. We just had the invited speakers speak in the main hall, and we had opening and closing remarks and the panel discussion only in the main hall. And we had our sessions in all our long talks and lightning talks in other three tracks, which were smaller comparison to the main hall. So that way also the speakers had a very good impression that they are speaking in front of a lots and lots of audience. But I must say that that's not only the part, but yeah, the attendees involvement in the hall was more in comparison to last year. I think that's the major reason. So we had selected we had invited our great speakers from through invited speakers, and then also while selecting the speakers, we just didn't focus on if they had speak already in the WordCamp Asia or not. So you could see many familiar faces, but but their topics were entirely different. And so majorly focusing on the attendees would I think would would attract the attendees to the sessions.
All right. And I think there was one more new thing maybe that helped is the sponsor um, their the lucky draw results of those were organized
sponsors
by the
sponsors
sponsors. Yeah.
sponsors raffle, we called
Yeah.
it sponsors raffle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that helped.
Mm, yes, that also helped a bit because last year, so that was also one of the learnings from last year, that we should avoid sponsors raffle during the season time. So we had requested our sponsors to do their sponsors raffle either in the long break, not long break, short break, which was just before the match session, and then either they can do the sponsors raffle in the plenary hall just before the closing remarks. So
Yeah.
that also helped. That also added off. So that didn't distracted the attendees from entering into the halls.
Yeah, right. So, what do you think now? I think you were quite doubtful about doing this announcement of the winners inside the hall before the event, but now that you did that, that actually happened. So, what's your opinion now, or what do you think? Doing such announcements inside the hall, is it good, or what's like, what's your opinion? Should we also do that in our local camps or not?
Yeah. So in last year's work in Kathmandu also, I think I was the one who was trying to have them have the sponsors raffle in the main hall, but because because that I had already learned from last year's WordCamp Asia, so I was trying to do that in our WordCamp Kathmandu as well, since I was handling all the sponsors related thing. But still, due to some many other things that we tried that year, so we couldn't do that. But I think that we should inherit that in our local WordCamps as well, because we face that problem in our local WordCamps, and we had been experiencing that from a long time, right? So when there was the opening remarks is about to start. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing. So this year also that could happen, but when opening remarks was about to start, then you remember that no one enters in the hall due to, and because they were so busy visiting the sponsors booth, right? So in WordCamp Asia, this year's WordCamp Asia, what our global lead zone did was they asked sponsors not to open the sponsors stall at all before the opening remarks, so that people can at least attend the opening remarks, because opening remarks is very crucial to attend, right? Because most all the information about the whole event is is delivered in the opening remarks. So and so that is one thing that we can also do in our local WordCamps, because I had also have this problem in our local WordCamps, that I need to explicitly ask people to go inside the hall, that we are just about to start, or we opening remarks is going to get started. So if we don't open the sponsors before the opening remarks, then people won't have anything to do. Then they will organically enter into the hall for the opening remarks. That was the one thing. So, and also the sponsors raffle. So from the whole day of attending sessions and going here and there, many attendees get tired, but still they had some what we can just call that word. So
Enthusiasm, excitement.
yeah, excitement. I won't say, I was just having the word greed, but enthusiasm or excitement to
Yeah, agreed too. Yeah.
so the sponsors raffle. So I think yes, we can try that in our very next WordCamp Kathmandu. I think that will also hold the audience till the closing remarks, which we need to hold them, because closing is also the crucial part of the event, right?
Yeah, right. Thank you for sharing, Regan. And yeah, I think I now have asked you all the questions that I have. But last question I have is, so what are the key takeaways and learnings from WordCamp Asia for you?
So so as as per my experience of being as a organizer in back-to-back two flagship events, so I learned a lot from last year's WordCamp Asia, and I was able to inherit many things from WordCamp Asia to our WordCamp Kathmandu. Since many of our Nepalese community people were in the organizing team, so like Surendra Dai, me, Siva, and Sandilia, and our Yambi Chhetri Dai, and due to that, many had already seen the many were able to inherit many things from the local WordCamp, flagship WordCamp to our local WordCamp. And also, if you are in the team, then you can also do it other way around. Like the things that I used to do in our local WordCamp, also I proposed them in the flagship WordCamp. So that also went there. So my major takeaway from WordCamp Asia would be that WordCamp flagship events are the events that the local WordCamps also uh, what we call looking up to. We look up to the flagship event for progressing or doing some certain changes that uh, we get some strong enthusiasm to do our changes according to the flagship WordCamps, which we obviously did in our local WordCamps, and also organizing a WordCamp. We should always try to focus on the attendees, what attendees want, and nothing else. So if we focus on what attendees want, then we would have a very successful WordCamps everywhere. That's my key take point.
Right, right. So now you have stressed on attendee experience. I wanted to know, so what do you think all the credit goes to attendee experience team, or was there attendee experience team this year or not?
Yes, there was attendee experience team, and so attendee experience team were the team which were closely involved communicating with the attendees, right? So we are closely involved in communicating with the speakers, and sponsors team were closely involved in communicating with the sponsors. Uh, so attendee experience really are also very crucial part for the event, as I have already explained that attendees are the we should focus what attendees wants, right? Since I am not the part of the attendee experience, so I won't be the correct person to uh, explain their job or their task, but by seeing holistically, I could see that maybe attendees, the like AI captioning thing and just catering the local attendees was their idea, but I'm not sure, but there should be that should be their contribution as well, and also um, lunch, and then um, other things like coffee, water, they were handled very properly by attendee experience team. So yeah, attendee experience team also did very good job in this WordCamp Asia.
Yeah, right. And I think it all comes down to the teamwork once again. Maybe attendee experience team, speakers team, sponsors team, and other teams worked closely with one another and helping one another. Maybe attendee experience team shared their insights with you so that you could select the talks that attendees want to attend, and maybe they also shared their ideas with the sponsors team. So I think it all comes down to the team, how well the team is communicating with one another, how well the team is actually functioning properly as a team. Yeah. So with that said, I think now I would like to hand over the mic to Siva. If you have any questions, any also Digambar, if you have anything to ask or
Yeah,
discuss, I think.
it's a very insightful conversation, and we have lots of new things that have shared to our channel, and yeah, definitely it will be helpful to the new people or new organizer or someone who want to get involved into the community. Yes, and I would like to talk more about the crisis of attendee at the room or session hall. And you guys have tried a new thing like not opening the booth during the opening session, or the giveaway session should not be done in the sponsor booth. But the problem is not only in our WordCamp or such kind of flagship event, because people are just thinking about changing the way how WordCamp is happening. Uh, do you still think that the WordCamp or this kind of session should focus on that kind of topic presentation, or something different that would be helpful for other people who are regularly attending WordCamps, like expert people, not only the newcomer. If we focus on the new people, the topic will be interesting to all to them, and they will enter the room. But the topic is very recurring, and WordPress community team has also called for the different way of conducting WordCamp and other things. Do you have anything to share about that kind of knowledge?
So 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 basically, the main center point of the WordCamp is the sessions, right? So people, very experienced people, will come and they walk into stage and they share their experience, and many people come to attend their sessions, right? So as per the, since it's already over, so I would like to share a few incidents. So we had Tim Ferriss, one of the greatest speaker, and I think he had been suggested by the Matt himself. And after we announced that Tim Ferriss won't be able to make it to the WordCamp Asia, we started getting the refund inquiries. So one speaker, so people would come to attend the event just to speak, just to listen even one speaker. That's how powerful this session thing can be. So yeah, we do lots of experiments, like, so having the sponsors raffle inside the hall, that could be one of the experiments. Not opening the sponsor stall before the opening remarks, that could be one of the experiments that we did. But ultimately, the main thing that we should always focus is, because that's the core part of the WordCamp, is we should focus what attendees want to hear. That's my key point take on this, because we already could see that from the many incidents, right? So just one speaker backed out, and we still had around 55 speakers, but still we got the refund request. That's one incident. And yeah, we should not stop trying to do experiments. So if people get bored by looking similar topic and similar things in major WordCamps, that was also one of the things that I had in my mind while discussing that in our previous WordCamp Kathmandu with Sunita and Pratik. But I think we should never leave this core part from the WordCamp. So we should try experimenting, but core part should be always like this. So we would call experienced people, we would select the outstanding speakers, they would come to the stage and share their experience. That should be the major part. But yeah, we can do some experiments, like last time in WordCamp Kathmandu, we did 2 panel discussions, right? Or is it? Yeah, we did 2 panel discussions, and this time also we did 2 panel discussions. And also the sponsors raffle, we can definitely try. But if we want to hold the audience inside the hall, then we should select the outstanding speakers. That's my key point.
Yeah, the WordCamp happened in India last month, or the month before this month. They have tried to do WordCamp in new format, like that is not suitable for the flagship event, but they are just doing with workshop, a type of work only. That is also interesting, because people are just coming there to learn new thing, or not to re-listen the topic that has already listened or watched in YouTube or something somewhere. That, yeah, that is also a topic to be discussed to our team also.
I think so. What we can do is we can check the speaker first. If the speaker is very good in speaking, or people want to hear that speaker speak, then maybe we can, if the topics we can. So I had already described that. I check the speakers' speaking skills and then their topic, right? So primary is speaker speaking skill, but their topic also matters. So if someone is speaking the same topic, then maybe we can avoid that speaker. Or if that speaker is really outstanding, then maybe we ask that speaker to speak on some different topics, right? So that we can definitely do. And also, yeah, talking about the workshop format kind of WordCamps that we could see few are already happening, but I think that won't only be sufficient to cater all the diverse audience, right? So many people won't like to do much interaction with people and just want to come to the event and just listen to the speakers. So just to cater all the diverse all the criteria that speakers or attendees might have in their mind before joining the event or coming to the event. So I think workshop can be also part, and sessions
Networking
can
also
also be
part
part.
or
Yeah, and networking also be part. So that's why. So we had around 1,300 attendees recorded. So we sold around 1,800 around tickets, right? But we had around only 1,300 attendees. But we had the capacity of a hall like 300 to 400 because we thought that all attendees won't come to the won't come to the single track. If everyone comes to the single track, then we would not be able to feed everyone, right? That happens in few of the sessions, but that was so much encouraging to the speakers. Like I already said, that speaker speaker got so impressed with the number of attendees because the hall was not that big and it looked too full. So yeah, we should do the experiments and we should try to have the a very diverse kind of things in the WordCamps. But yeah, sessions should be the major part. But still, we can have workshop, we can have panel discussion, we can have keynote sessions and long talks and lightning talks.
Yeah. So some of the WordCamp have also tried to like contacting to their IT college or somewhere people are learning programming, and the program is need to be designed in that way, and that maybe somehow fruitful to us for our future, because we people like we will retire uh, in our job by the 5 years or 6 years, but we need more new people. And how you think, how can we include or encourage new people to the community or to the work, and just not like in the flagship, but we need to encourage people from our local community or our city, our uh, nearby. How do you think about that also?
So this is the major thing that also gets me involved in the WordCamp, because I also want new people to come into the WordPress ecosystem. So that's why I had been involved in many local WordCamps here in Nepal as well. As you might already know, that not only in Kathmandu, because Kathmandu is also one of the matured, has already been a bit matured in terms of WordCamps. So the audience we get here are a bit matured as well. So we cannot try experimenting more things, or we cannot focus on the beginners only. But while organizing events, in the organizing WordCamps in the other cities like Butwal, Bharatpur, where the WordCamp happened just for the first time, I would always focus on the beginners, because WordCamps are just happening for the first time there, right? And I would always tell, so since I am based in Kathmandu, but I would help them and go to organize the WordCamp there. But I would always request them to focus not. So WordCamp happens just once a year, right? So it's just like a spark that you can uh, add to ignite the fire of generating the or building the WordPress ecosystem around that area. So we can consider WordCamp as a spark, and then what would build the WordPress ecosystem after that spark is WordPress meetups. because we have many restrictions or time limited constraints in the WordCamp, because we cannot have the sessions more than 40 minutes, and if a speaker is very good, then 40 minutes is nothing to teach the attendees, right? So what I would ask them to focus is, so WordCamp can be the starting point, but all the things that happens at the WordCamps that matters the most, those are meetups. So in the meetups, they can go to the college and focus specific beginners kind of workshop in the college to encourage people to come and choose WordPress as a career. I think that's the major goal, right? So so organizing WordCamp, I think it's just we are trying to ignite the fire and build the WordPress ecosystem and ignite the fire and build the ecosystem within the 1 year. So we organize the WordCamp once a year, and within the 1 year we have the WordPress meetups. We will organize the WordPress meetups, and then we will check like what's the progress from last year to this year. That should be done by all the local WordCamps, I must say.
Yeah, yeah. We should also cover about the growing the business of WordPresser that is located in their local city, and that is also a thing to be covered from that kind of event, because the WordCamp is only coming once in the year, and that is not enough to encourage people, because we need to do this kind of session also. We need to do meetups also. We need to at least meet somewhere and talk about our business, or talk about our progress, or talk about our difficulties, and that should also help us to get more success on our career and all the things. Yeah, in that point, yeah, we should also think about to change the way the WordCamp is happening all around the world, because this is needed, because Gutenberg is also changing the WordPress, and some other AI tools are also powering the WordPress, and there are lots of things are happening. And Matt also said that I am very glad to see that younger people are involving in WordCamp, and that is also a big achievement to us, because they are the new trendsetter. They have a new idea, because all of us are just doing our thing regularly, or something similar kind of work, because they can change the world, and we should also think about that also. Okay, we have Ganga Kafle, and he's from the contributor day, and I would like to share his experience about the contributor day also, because this is a kind of talk, knowledge sharing talk. You can also give some insight about your role and your achievement and your plan and your education about the contributor day.
Sorry, I'll be camera. I'm quite unwell. So talking about the Contributors Day, WordCamp Asia Contributors Day was a grand success, I must say, as an organizer. So we introduced human library and orientation workshop. Both of them was very nice initiative that we introduced this time. We have around 25 books and 22 or 23 readers. It means that at least 22 people get one-to-one monitoring. Some have like 15 minutes, some to 30 minutes, something like that, and it was a great success. And the entire day, all the tables and chairs were fully occupied. Everyone was enjoy contributing to WordPress. There was good number of photo submissions, good number of patterns created, good numbers of code issue committed. So the number was really good. And we talked with new attendees as well, and experienced attendees for the contribution day too. And we got a positive feedback about the event. And I got a chance to talk with contribution day lead organizer of WordCamp Europe as well. She was also happy about the management that we did, the idea that we created, and the way that we organized the continuous day. Some of them said that I had never seen this type of fully occupied hall entire day in any WordCamp. So that was a great success for us. And this year we try to reduce the problem that we faced last year. Um, there was some issue with the registration queue and everything in the last year, but everything was smooth during the Contributor Day, and we are very happy. So for me, Contributor Day was good success, and rest of the 2 day was even better.
Okay, we are having we are just going to end this session by now.
I
Digamma,
have
do
a
you
question, Shiva. I have a question. So, Regan, firstly, thank you for giving such a detailed explanation of what's happening and what goes on behind the scenes at WordCamps and WordCamp Asia, particularly in this case. Uh, uh, for me, WordCamps change the way I view WordCamps as I grow in my career. So at the starting phase, I would like to learn things like uh, basic things, maybe like what basic word workshops or something like that would be beneficial to me at the start. But as I've gone on this process and as I've grown older now, I'm looking for inspiration from WordCamps more than just learning things at those WordCamps. So my question to both of you, as you've been there and as you've organized, what was WordPress related that you felt was inspirational and was like something like I didn't see before at those WordCamps?
So, talking about the inspirational, I think so the talks, the sessions were just not related with the WordPress only. So there was open wave topics, and then I would I must recall one session that was so outstanding. So I had been doing this job from long time, like around 2019, and it's already 2024, right? So like selecting speakers and doing this, selecting speakers back and forth. And there was one session from Nirav Mehta that was not related to the WordPress, but he just gave the sessions on how to speak on stage, how not to have the stage frightness, or not to uh, so have this capability to apply to speak anywhere. So that was one of the best talk I have ever seen. So if that gets uploaded in the WordPress .tv, then I would suggest all of you to watch that. That was one of the best talks I have ever seen, which was not related to WordPress directly, but he just connected it with the WordCamps. Like WordCamps is related with speaking as well, right? Speaking. So that was one of the best session, and then that I would say I would call inspiring for me as well, and then there was um so since you are asking what was the inspiring, so not related, so we didn't have that bubble kind of thing, like okay, we need to just select the speakers from the WordPress ecosystem only. So that's where Tim Ferriss was invited. We asked him to become invited speakers. Unfortunately, we couldn't have him this time, but maybe some other time, maybe he could make it. And that was also not related to WordPress, which was also inspiring. That's why many people would come to just watch his sessions only. And I'm just looking at the sessions right now. So, and also there were a few talks from the Google themselves, and Alberto Medina. So he was also giving some talk related with cookies, which was not just entirely related to the WordPress as well. So inspiring. There were inspiring talks, which we can also incorporate in our local WordCamps as well. And just we need to while selecting or while having the sessions, we might also experiment, like not just maybe WordCamp Nepal has already tried this time, because they had also some great speakers, invited speakers like Mahavir Pun and some people from the ISP industries, networking industries. Like they had already experiment, that we can also experiment in our WordCamps. And yes, we can have the inspiring people, just to inspire people as well. So I can feel your feelings, Digambar, because we had been going to the WordCamp from a long back time, and for now I think technical sessions won't inspire me to join, but the business talks or the entrepreneurship journey talk, or someone who are telling their stories would attract me to join. So that's why we need to have the diverse topics in the WordCamps.
Well said. Do you remember the rooms of the speakers? Because I think all of the sessions were all the rooms, and probably we can source them on YouTube faster than they'll come up on WordCamp. I mean, WordPress.com, or sorry,
So
WordPress.tv.
yeah, so if we I am just pasting the schedule page in this chat so that everyone can check. So this is the place where everyone can refer to. And yes, Nirav Mehta's season was on track too. I must say, everyone's just should go and look listen his session. He was so awesome on the stage. And then Ben Thompson, one of the inspiring people, whose session was full packed. There was not even place to stand in the hall. That was that packed. So you can also check Ben Thompson's session. And then also there was one person from the Taiwan himself, Zhu Chunko. He was in the plenary hall. And yeah. And another is Josepha. Josepha is very known name in the WordPress ecosystem. He's the director of the WordPress, so you can also check her session in plenary hall. That's the main hall. I think, yeah, those
Arigato
were the
gozaimasu. I think that would be a good place to start for people who want to get some of the most interesting parts of their day, because we can't stream 6 hours at once.
Sandra, do you have anything to share? Maybe.
I think that is really. So I think we need to gear up and start preparing for the embodies of Asia. So
We are hard to listen your voice. We could not listen your voice.
you are not able to listen me.
Hmm.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, but it's not clear. Your voice is not clear.
Oh, it's clear now.
Yeah,
Yes.
better.
Okay. Okay. So I'm sorry. So I think we learned a very good lesson from this WordCamp as well, from 2024 and 2023. Now we will execute the another edition. So probably we can pass our experience to the organizing team for next edition of WordCamp. I think we also have feedback from in our email that a survey form. We can fill that survey form. Those who attended, they have that survey form in their inbox. So please fill that form, give the feedback to the organizers so that they can make another edition of WordCamp even better. And one good thing is that another edition of WordCamp Asia is going to happen in Philippines, Manila, and we don't need visa. So you can purchase the ticket today and
Really?
plan for next year.
I didn't know.
And I can give you one idea for Nepalese people. Please try to make a layover in Singapore for more than 7-8 hours. So in both way, so that you can explore Singapore in free of cost. They provide you 3 hours of free city tour and other part of tour in Singapore for free. So you can get that benefit as well.
I think you should write a blog about it, Sandelia, so you can share
Yeah,
it to more
yeah,
people.
true, true.
Yeah.
Traveling WordCamps as a Nepali.
I can
Where
do
to
that.
go and how much to spend.
Yeah, and the good
We
thing
can
is that
actually do a webinar on that.
Yeah.
yeah, we will
That'll be
definitely do that.
interesting as well.
And the good thing is that food is really cheap in Philippines, food. And if you want to do shopping, so it's really cheap. You can buy anything. You can uh, buy anything, like everything is cheap.
Mm.
So don't forget to buy the tickets which allow like more than 35 kg of your luggage. Don't don't buy ticket with like less luggage size. You can buy
20 kg.
anything over the cheap. And yeah, it is a good country to visit. There are so many things that we can discuss later, but start planning for WordCamp Asia next year.
2025. Yeah, you are going to organize also, right?
I'm not sure.
That's very happy because people are just being familiar with the organizing WordCamp and they are just getting involved in the organizing any kind of WordCamp from Nepal to Asia to if it will happen in Mars, they will organize. Our people will organize the WordCamp on that planet also. Okay. Okay, let's wrap up this conversation with thrilling news that we are also a part of one of the media partner for the WordCamp Europe 2024. That is also a big achievement for us for just conveying our knowledge or just creating a stage for the people who can share their things to the all other people. We can also catch some European people, their ideas or their conversation or something like that. We will try to do that also. And yes, Sumita, do you have the ending conversation for this meeting?
Actually, no, but yeah, I'll formally end the webinar because I started it. So yeah, thank you so much, Regandai, for sharing your experience and insights from WordCamp Asia 2024. And I think I forgot to ask you, will you be also organizing WordCamp Asia 2025?
I have not decided yet because I don't want to think anything. Just I want to rest, take some rest because it was been a very busy day, very busy week. So maybe
Yeah.
I will decide it a bit later.
Yeah, I think it's not just about week. Maybe you work for more than 6, 7 months, and you
Yeah.
spend many hours of every week.
Yeah. So it's a long time commitment. So it's not like that. I would apply and I would get selected and I would withdraw in between. So I don't
Yeah.
want to do that. So, but
Yep.
yeah.
Think well and decide.
So it's very exciting to be part of the team and organizing the WordCamps. I get excited in the local WordCamps, and this is just in another level. So excitement is very much higher. So I might join or I might not, but I still haven't decided that yet.
Okay,
But
but
thank you for
anyways,
asking.
yeah. But I think you will join. However, as just an attendee or as an organizer, I'm very sure of that. So and I am also very sure about going to WordCamp Asia 2025. If anything unfortunate uh, happens, I can't say about that. But yeah, in other cases, I will surely go. As soon as WordCamp Asia 2025 was announced to be held in Philippines, I started checking ticket price, the airfare, and I was stunned to see it's quite expensive for us. And I immediately asked Ganga, "Oh, it's very expensive." And yeah, but now I'm relieved to know that other expenses will be less, like food and stay. So yeah, anyways, I'm very excited, and I'm also wondering whether I should apply for an organizer role this year. I'm quite excited, and I think it will be a huge big learning opportunity. So yeah, with that said, thank you so much to Ganga also for sharing, and to Siba and Digambar for interacting, being a part of this webinar. And thank you so much to everybody who is watching us live and who will watch us later. Thank you, and let's wrap up.